Hey everybody, Lead Speed here, and I am actually bringing you guys another UU match. I did mention I would upload RUs, but I think this match was on the way up because that first match was just the only one I did, and then after this one will be RU with the main team that I've been using for quite some time. So anyways, from Elo's live stream, I battled against someone by the name of Golisol, I believe. He told me that he did not have a username, so I can't plug in a channel for him. But anyways, he's going to lead with Moltres, and I'm going to lead with my Bonafide. And right off the bat, he transforms. So this does tell me that he's scarred, because defensive Mews are probably slower than my Moltres, because I'm running like max speed. So yeah, that's pretty much how it goes. And right here, since he is choiced, I am going to go for the Roost just to see what he actually locks himself into. So he goes for Fire Blast. I guess he might have predicted me to switch out or something, but I had no reason to, because if he locked himself into a move, I can take advantage of that fact and just go to the appropriate check or predict him to switch out. Now he is going to predict possibly an Air Slash, but I'm going to go for the Fire Blast, and that Zapdos is almost taken out. He just kind of lives. So I know he's not going to go for the Roost, because he knows that as well as I do that he cannot Roost stall me, because I'm doing more damage than Roost could ever heal. So I'm going to bring in my Terror King Archfiend, or Terror King Nidoking, to take him out. So that is pretty simple. I'm already ahead. But here he makes a really good play, and I should have stayed in just to see what he would do. But he predicts my switch into Moltres. Now, I initially went to Moltres predicting him to go for the Stealth Rocks. And that was not a bad play either, because he might have went for the rocks, but instead he goes for the Thunder Wave, and that's going to bite me in the ass right here, actually. Well, no, not here, but I predicted him to switch out, and that's why I went for Air Slash, but I miss. 95% accuracy, so it's rare to miss. And right here, I get Parahax, so it's like, wow, Moltres. Damn, what are they? Haters going to be hating on that Bonafide chicken right now. Seriously. But, yeah, the fact that I got Parahaxed on that turn kind of mattered, and you're going to see later on. But for now, I'm going to bring in my Respect, Kingdra. Now, I should have went for the Dragon Dance on the switch out and not the sub, because what I would have done is I would have went with the sub, predicting T-Wave, maybe block it and then get another one, but I don't know. I guess I didn't want him. I guess I didn't want him bringing in something that could outspeed me or something, but yeah, I guess that was kind of my thought process at the time, and it wasn't a bad thought process. So, yeah, I'm going to speed this part up a little bit. Basically, I'm trying to see if he's going to T-Wave or not, because he could T-Wave at any given moment and completely cripple me for the rest of the game, pretty much. So, I go for the Waterfall, do about half, and I get the Flinch. Now, I do not know if that made up for the Parahax that my Moltres got, but hey, it works out, I guess, because now, since he got flinched, I won't die until next turn, probably. So, I'm going to be able to finish off this Registeel with another Waterfall, and I get a point in the script, which I needed like a couple of turns ago. Just saying. But, he's going to go to his Mew. Now, I was not paying attention to the HP bar. Now, I saw it go for Sucker Punch, and I should have known it was a Zoroark the whole time, mainly because of the HP difference. Because the original Mew took damage. This one did not, so I go to Gallade to threaten it out with a close combat. Now, he reveals U-turn as well. So from the moves that I've seen, it looks like the Zoroark was a completely physical set. But that's not entirely true, and you'll see in a bit later. But he brings a Mew to take the close combat, and then I'm just going to go for the Shadow Sneak just to take him out, because I know that he's scarred and he will outspeed me. So in comes Zoroark, who is no longer disguised. Now, I know the mechanics are a bit strange, but it takes the form of the last member of your party. Now, I think the last member of his party has fainted, so he cannot take on the form of it. So here I go to Registeel predicting the U-turn, but he goes for the Flamethrower predicting my switch, so that was a nice play, and now he goes for the U-turn. So this is like a mixed Zoroark that with the Sucker Punch, U-turn, and Flamethrower so far. And I go for the Thunder Wave. I really should have went for the Toxic, but then again, I guess I didn't want to risk him going into... Well, no, because nothing would want to take a Toxic. I guess I wanted to cripple that thing, because that would be kind of annoying if I didn't. So in comes Donphan, and I do get the Toxic off on him, and he's going to be and he's gonna take out my Registeel with the Darn Earthquake. So in comes Milotic, and I go for the Ice Beam and not the Scald because he also has a Milotic on this team. And if he switched it in on my Scald attack and got the burn, yeah, GG right there, because I have nothing to take that. Like, really, I didn't. In fact, Kindra's probably the only thing that could take it, but he's dead, so what are you gonna do? But right here, he shows me Endeavor attack. And that's not good, actually, because I can't keep recover stalling him for too long, because every time I do and he gets weaker, Endeavor gets stronger. So, because Endeavor pretty much makes your HP down to the user of Endeavor's HP, so... And since that Toxic was wearing him down, the more HP that my Milotic would lose, and I would rather not have her lose that much HP just yet. So I went to Gallade and went for the close combat, and it doesn't quite kill, but if I had gotten the air slash hit off that missed, I think that the close combat would have taken it out. So you can see that Moltres was kind of a key player in this game, despite him getting hacked to death pretty much. So I'm going to go to my Nidoking right here, and I'm going to predict him to go out in that Donphan again and go for the Earth Power and not Thunderbolt. So I'm going to have to switch out since I am choiced. And in comes Milotic, or Zoroark rather, because I just saw Sucker Punch, so I'm like, haha, you can't fool me this time. So yeah, he's going to go for the U-turn. So yeah, he gets a critical hit, but I'm like, well, that didn't matter because I was just going to go for the recover anyways, and here comes the real Milotic, so yeah. Nothing much to be done about that. So anyways, I do go for the recover right here, and pretty much two Milotics. I ask you, ladies and gentlemen, what does two Milotics being on the field at the same time mean? This, pretty much. Speeding the crap out of this thing. Alright, so basically, I just kind of get into a little bit of a stall with this Milotic here. I speed this thing up as fast as I can just to, well, I don't know, I didn't want to speed it up too fast because I actually might miss a part where it actually ends, you know? But here, I just go for the recover just to try to... Yeah, this is kind of awkward because we're both pretty much toxic. Now, I make a key misplay in all of the stalling. In fact, as soon as my opponent made a certain move, I facepalmed because I'm like, why didn't I do that? I'm freaking retarded. You're going to see what that play is in just a bit. So, yeah. How you guys doing? You guys doing good? Just chilling, you know, watching random videos on YouTube? And, yeah, I'm not sure when I'll do, like, UU. Oh, here we go. Anyways, he switches out into Zoroark, and I go for the recover again. Now, as soon as I saw him switch, I'm like, oh, crap, I should have switched, because seeing how much the Toxic is doing right there, that is freaking hurting right now. And he goes for the U-turn, predicted me to switch out, but to be honest, I guess I really didn't care or anything. I have no idea. So, yeah, in comes Milotic again, and in before another stall fest. So, anyways, as I was saying, I guess I can use the sped up portion to talk about something. What do you guys think of me possibly doing like an OU match? You have not seen me post any excluding the one in Gen 4. And I know like a lot of people don't like don't like OU because you're seeing the same pokes over and over again, but like I might do like one or two because I'm not like a huge fan of it. I mean, I don't hate it, but I don't think it's as fun to play as UU or RU, to be honest. But anyways, I go into Nidoking right here and I go for the Thunderbolt after my Milotic pretty much dies out after all that toxic damage. So if I had switched out on a turn that the Milotic was using recover and get a free switch to Nidoking, it might have changed the game. Maybe. I'm not sure, but it would have went a bit smoother. So yeah. I take out the Milotic and then he's going to bring in Zoroark, who's going to go for the Sucker Punch and take me out. And as Rick would say, this is how you use Zoroark. You don't lead with it, you save it till late game. But yeah, that's pretty much the end of the game. And wow, it did this twice for some reason. It went to the screen twice for some reason. I don't know why, but anyways, I kept getting interrupted. So, like, what do you guys think of me possibly doing an OU match? Like, should I do OU matches? Like, I'm not going to be doing a lot. Maybe like a couple here and there or something, but What do you guys think of me doing an OU match? Like, I know a lot of people kind of despise OU because of, you see the same pokes mostly, Sandstorm or whatever, over and over again. But would it be interesting to see how I play in OU? Because mostly I use guys that I like, and in OU I do have Pokemon that I do love in OU. Salamence, for example, he's one of my favorite Pokemon, but he's in OU, and well, I'm not gonna say that I wish he was in UU because he would be kind of broken, but you know, I would be using him a lot in UU probably, but that's not really the point. So, yeah, great game, Gullisol. That was very close. I made a crucial mistake and stuff like that, but it's kind of a oversight kind of thing that it just wasn't in the mind at the time for me to think about switching out. But it was pretty damn close either way, sort of. But yeah, that's how you use a Zoroark. So yeah, let me know in the comments like if you want me to do like an OU match just to show you like how I play in that tier or something. I mean, I'm probably not going to be doing that great because I'm not, because with OU I know there's, you may not believe it, but it seems to be, it would be much tougher for me to play basically because I'm not familiar with everything, or I would be familiar with everything, but that doesn't mean that I could play as well as other people do in OU, mainly because it takes experience pretty much. So yeah, just leave a comment below, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.